Ready for that summer girls trip you've always wanted? Join us this July for a dreamy summer escape to Mexico's Riviera Maya and the Bahamas from beautiful Miami. 5 nights on Virgin Voyages Resilient Lady in a sea terrace room with balcony and hammock. This cruise is adults only and designed for the perfect escape. Spend the day in the spa, lounge by the pool, or dance the night away with friends. Don't let another summer go by without an epic vacation. For more information, visit travelbuggirls.com and click the Girls Trip tab. That's travelbuggirls.com. Welcome to the Travel Bug Girls podcast, the show where we dive into the world of travel, exploring everything from expert tips and insider secrets to unforgettable destinations and the latest trends. Whether you're a seasoned globetrotter or planning your very first adventure, we've got you covered with the advice and inspiration you need to make your travels truly unforgettable. So sit back, relax, and let's take your travel planning to the next level. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Travel Bug Girls podcast. I'm Kimmy, and I'm here with Heather. We are so excited to be with you today. Today, we're kind of going to wrap up 2025 and sort of introduce everybody to what we've got going on in 2026 and where you are. You're in a little different place than you normally are, so I'm super excited. How are you?
I'm great. What a great, if you knew where I was right now, you would know how great I am. Mm-hmm. I am visiting my mother in France in our historic home here in the French countryside, and it is snowy and beautiful.
Oh,
like the perfect way to start the new year. So gorgeous. So much fun. I've been posting photos and videos on our social media, and it's just so pretty.
It is. Oh my goodness. I love being able to it's been so fun to be able to follow along on your adventure and stuff. So pretty. Well, let's talk about 2025. 2025 was a pretty big year for us. We started the Travel Bug Girls podcast a year ago. It was January 2025.
Happy anniversary.
We made it through a whole year. And I feel like we've learned a lot. I know I have along the way. Toward the end of the year, dealt with some sickness, and that kind of derailed things for a little while.
Yeah.
But overall, I feel like we had a really successful first year of the podcast. Tuesday last week, once this airs, I did kind of a recap of 2025, and listening back to some of our episodes, we have some really great content and some great discussions. So I hope that we can be able to get that out to even more listeners and help more travelers in their adventures, even from our past episodes in 2026, getting those out in front of more people, because it's really just kind of, not to brag or anything, but I think all of us as a whole had some really, really great information for our listeners. So I was really impressed.
I agree. I think listening back to some of the episodes, one of the things that I'm so proud of, and what I think is really interesting about what we're doing with our podcast, is the combination of the women we work with, the Travel Bug Girls, those women and their experiences, and their sharing their strategies for how they travel, because we all focus in different areas. We have different experiences and backgrounds and different interests when it comes to travel, which mirrors our clientele. And I think it's really fun to hear their ideas and their viewpoints when we're talking about something that we all share, the idea of family travel is a great example. We've all traveled as families, and yet all of us have done it differently, different locations, destinations, different ways of handling the same kind of crisis, and so it's just fun, I think, to hear different women's viewpoint on how to handle things that come up when you're traveling, and also how do you make those choices and decisions about where are we going to go, what are we going to do, how do we navigate difficult things. That's I think that's the real strength with our podcast, and I love going back and listening to those episodes and hearing his point of view.
Yes. And like I've learned so much from everybody else, you know. And like last summer when my daughter was about to travel to Austria, she'd never traveled out of the country. I actually we had done the solo episode with Kara, who had done some solo travel. I went back and listened to that episode and took notes for her to use when she traveled. So it's like real, actual, useful, helpful things, you know, that you can like put into practice. And I've learned so much from everybody else too. It's just
agreed. I mean, Kara is such a wealth of knowledge about what it is to travel as a woman independently in different countries, and especially her experience in Europe. She has traveled extensively in Europe and the UK. She has so much information to share that, I mean, I feel like I've traveled a lot in Europe, but we've been in different places, and she and I have had extremely different experiences because she did a lot of it when she was in her 20s, traveling alone or with friends on an extreme budget. You know, mine was with a family or with my husband. And so we have very different experiences, even in same locations. Yeah. So it's really powerful, I think, to have those diverse views of how travel can look, because that's the reality is, you know, we can go to the same place and have very different experiences. Yeah. You know, you hear somebody go to Disney and one person loves it and one person hates it. And they're at the same place on the same day. So, you know, we can have different experiences. And I think it's really, that's our strong suit. I think.
Absolutely.
Diversity.
Yeah, that is absolutely coming from bringing all of our different perspectives together. Yeah. So what are we looking towards in 2026? Like you as an agency owner, and what are you looking for us in 2026 for Travel Bug Girls?
Last year was a big year. We grew a lot. We started the podcast. We really diversified everything about our business, including adding a brand new agent at the end of the year. So what I'm looking forward to in this year is really seeing that growth continue, but also deepen. I think what we're going to see is, you know, adding Melissa as a cruise expert. We have so many people reach out to us about cruising, and I'm so grateful that we now have someone who can really focus in that area and bring some real dynamic attention to the options, because the options are also growing right now. The cruise industry is in a growth phase again, and they are expanding in every direction. Every company that we work with, we're seeing them saying like banner years, like we are growing, new ships, bigger ships, new destinations, also smaller ships, like ports that you couldn't get into in those big cruise ships. As that grows, we also are seeing the other side where people are saying, hey, you've been to all the same big port, people that have been cruising for years and years, come try the other end of that. Come to places you can't get into in the big ships. Come on a yacht, come on a sailboat, come and do those kinds of things. And the river cruising is expanding. So I just think that it's a neat opportunity for us to help our clients find those special experiences that they've been looking for. Maybe they have a family and they want to go on the giant Icon class ships with Royal Caribbean, but maybe you want to go do the other extreme. Like my husband is really wanting to do more sailboat vacationing, and we don't own a sailboat, so we would rely on somebody to help us find the right options for that. And so it's really a neat opportunity. What I would love to do is have a group river cruise here in France from near where I'm at right now, going down the river. There's one that starts in Lyon. I'd love for us to look into. That's really food and wine tour.
Yes.
On a slow river cruise through France down into Provence. I mean, what an incredible experience.
Sign me up right now.
So that's what only thing that's the other thing where I think we're going to see expansion in our business in the next year is adding these really unique group opportunities for women to come and join, and really see more of the world and make friends and have new experiences that they've been just dreaming about for years. We can make it easier when we put together group trips like that, because then it takes some of the fear out of it. If it's somewhere you've never been, France is a good example of that. If you've been dreaming of going to France, but you don't speak French, you've never been before, you're maybe really nervous about that process. And if you don't have someone to go with you who feels confident about it, then joining a group where there are people that are experienced and have been before, that kind of takes a little of the fear out of it and makes it more fun. I say all the time in our stuff, less stress, more fun. That's really our objective in all of our work, but especially I think when it comes to our group trips, we can really nail it out of the park.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is something we talked about last year, but I thought it was interesting to just reconfirm. Yesterday on my LinkedIn, I got a little notification and it was like travel agent is in the top growing industries right now for jobs. And I believe it was like 17th or 18th in the top 20 of growing industry. And I just thought it was so funny because like we talked about the same thing, last year, how it's growing and people for some reason are like, oh, we still have travel agents. Yeah. And it's like one of the top growing industries. And I just think that it's so cool. I know one thing that also we have talked about too in this age of like AI is really our agency just really kind of trying to have that like personal connection and really like just diving into that, connecting. And because you can get on the internet and search for yourself. You will spend hours and you will be overwhelmed.
Yes.
You can get AI to help you. Sometimes it'll send you somewhere that doesn't even exist, So that's
or it's using old information, or it's using So I think what's interesting is the research is showing more and more that as a culture, we are both equally fascinated by this new development, right, with AI and all that comes with it. However, we also are distrusting of it. And
as we should be.
As we probably should be. We should take all of that information with a grain of salt, and not just hand over our own thinking to it entirely. So, and I think that's generally what people are. People are generally speaking looking at things. Hopefully, I at least in my circles, I'm grateful. But I do think, as we see that push to use that technology more and more, it's coming also on the heels of a time when Americans in particular, but really a lot of the Western world, has gotten really sick of the lack of customer service, the lack of human interaction, in business, in the world, socially. Like a lot of categories are suffering from this, right? And we're looking around and saying, like, I don't want to have to scan my own groceries and bag my own. Like, there used to be a person who did all of that and then pushed it out to my car and helped me load it in the trunk. And like, there's multiple levels of service have disappeared in our daily interactions and our daily going about our business. And travel, they put the power in our hands by letting us go online now and search and book on our own. And at first that was so exciting and amazing. We had access that we never had before, and search tools and all kinds of cool stuff. So now we can see more of what's available. That's exciting for everyone. It's exciting for us too. But if you are someone who travels regularly, you are finding that you can't always trust what's out there. Even reviews are not trustworthy. Photos you can't always trust. And now with the rise of AI, we're seeing more of that, more fake photos, more fake everything. So that's going to be a problem, a growing problem. And there's no one to help you when something goes wrong.
Yes. No, there's no connection. There's no human connection.
And so you're on your own if it falls apart. And there's a lot of reasons why. It also seems like it's falling apart more often. We are having more problems with airlines. We are having more problems with interruptions in travel that just seem bizarre. We have global events happening, first with COVID, but now with multiple wars and escalating politics and situations. We just had last week all these people trapped in the Caribbean because air travel was shut down and they couldn't get home from their vacations. And there's just a lot of other things going on. Now, in that case, we as travel agents can't always help, but we are a real human that you can talk to that really cares about your trip and your safety and your happiness, and who are at least willing to listen, care, try to help you. Right. Give you other alternatives. Be the person who's like, do you need me to contact someone else for you? And we really care. And that is something that these do-it-yourself booking engines just can't do for you. And so I feel like we are going to see a lot more industries, not just travel, but other companies are going to succeed who really start leaning back into real connection, old school ways of communication and interacting with clients, and customer service is going to become more valuable than it's been in probably our adult lifetime.
Yeah.
So it's coming back.
Yes.
And I think that's where we are going to be able to shine. But really, that's why the travel industry is growing.
Mm-hmm. I think it's almost like, I wouldn't say we're in like a post-internet age or anything like that, but like it's almost like you said, it's coming back around. It's like we've been through this cycle and we're kind of tired of the isolation. Yeah, it's just we are missing the connection with other human beings.
Yes,
really.
And so just like customer service has become more valuable, authenticity and marketing and a lot of other things are becoming more valuable. But the other thing that we're going to see, and the way and how it applies to our personal business, our agency at Travel Bug Girls, is people really missing the connection with other people. How do I make friends in this day and age? Yeah. How do I find other people that have similar interests? It's gotten harder for us to connect with other people in a way that's meaningful and feel safe and happy and good. And a lot of those ways that used to happen naturally have been kind of eradicated in our culture and replaced with a lot of, media instead. And so by offering group trips and a community that women can join and say, hey, I just want to know other women who love travel that I can chat with about this. We are stepping into that void in this at least one area of life and offering this opportunity for people who are looking for more of that. And so I think industries that are offering those kinds of opportunities is also going to make a big difference.
So speaking of connection and our girls' trips and everything, you are actually going to be doing a lot of personal travel this year in 2026, including you're traveling right now.
Yeah.
Joining us from France. So kind of tell us about that, like what you've got going on this year. And I'd kind of love to hear a little bit too about just your adventure so far getting to France.
Yeah.
In our last few minutes.
2026 is a big year for me personally. Well, last year was too, but we were close to home last year with a lot of family things going on. And this year is the year of travel for sure. I am starting the year in France. I will be here for almost a month, solid 3 weeks. And we did a couple of days in Paris, although that got interrupted with the big snowstorm, which was so beautiful.
It was beautiful.
And now I'm going to be here in the countryside. We're in a very remote area here. It's in the eastern part of France, in a part where no tourists from America would ever come. But I'm going to show I'm going to be posting a lot on our social media about what it is like to be in the French countryside. We went grocery shopping. I'm cooking in our French kitchen and I will show what that's like. We're hoping to go do some day trips down into Burgundy. That's my favorite area. And we'll be probably in Dijon, for example. Maybe I'll film some, like I'll go to the food market and maybe some restaurants and things like that. Maybe I'll show all the things I love. I'm a serious foodie. So being in any country, that's what I'm focused on.
Me too.
So I would love to show what that's like. And then we're hoping maybe we'll get to go to Beaune as well. But the weather is kind of volatile this year. Usually it's cold and wet, usually in January in Eastern France. However, this year is an unusually cold year. And so like the record snow in Paris this last week, and we're about to have a little more snow for the next couple of days. So I'm hoping it'll clear up towards the end of our trip and we'll be able to explore more. But then when I come home, I go pretty much straight after that to Thailand for a couple of weeks. And that's a first for me. We will be visiting friends there in Bangkok, and we're going to go on some food tours, including a Michelin star food tour.
Wow, cool.
Several of the Michelin star restaurants there. Bangkok is unique because they have Michelin star reviewed restaurants that are street food.
Okay.
That is really unusual and special. So I'm very excited to experience that. I'm also very nervous about it. So I'm going to be really real about how I'm a very much a European travel kind of girl. And so going to Asia is just a whole new experience for me. I'm really excited and also nervous about whether I will be a good tourist and enjoy it. And
well, I'm excited to hear about it because I do think that is something that people like are maybe they don't necessarily say they're nervous about, but they're like secretly nervous about is the food when you travel internationally. So I'm really looking forward to kind of seeing like what that whole experience is like.
I'm really going to try to be honest about it. And like, I'm nervous, but I'm excited and it's going to be fun. And then my husband's very adventurous. So he will be like, let's do it. So I know he'll make me do it if I start to chicken out. So that's good. We're also going to do a beach weekend. So most people, when they go to Thailand, in America, a lot of what's marketed to us, if you're seeing any content on TikTok or Instagram about Thailand, especially when it comes to like beach resorts and things, yes, you can get some incredible deals there for beach resorts. But a lot of them are in the area of Phuket, which is very, very popular, very over touristed at this point. We are actually going to go to a different area. So I'll be telling you more about that later. And we're going to explore something kind of out of the way. I'm excited about it. It looks beautiful, very restful. And then in May, I will be in the Dominican Republic for the first time at an all-inclusive resort with all the women in my family. So it's going to be a huge girls trip and we're going to have a ton of fun. I'm so excited. That's something we've never done before. It's going to be really special. And then in June, I think I will be in Argentina. So that is new. We don't have all the plans yet, but we are going to be going for essentially a mission trip, a Christian mission trip. So that'll be interesting. It'll probably be mostly like a humanitarian aid kind of a situation. And I'm very excited about it. So as that comes together, I'll also share that, of course. And then I will definitely be back in France in December. So full circle, January and December, I'll be here. So lots of travel on the docket, lots to share, and hopefully everyone can follow along on social media.
Yes, definitely. We want everybody to follow and travel your adventures along with you. For those of us that are still at home, we can vicariously for your adventures. But so far, I've really loved seeing what it's been like, and especially the snow in Paris and then the train ride out to the countryside. It was so pretty. Just yeah. I'm a little tiny bit jealous, but that's it.
Someday, I promise. We're going to do it together.
Yes, for sure. Well, I think that's about all we have time for today. Thank you so much for taking the time out from France to be with us. And I know we're going to have a few more episodes from France, so that'll be fun, and just super excited to hear about everything that's going on. And we'll be sharing some more awesome content in 2026 that I'm really looking forward to. I love when we get to just all sit down and chat and talk about travel together and
me too.
Share
share tips and tricks. It's super fun, and I think we've got a lot of really useful information. So I'm excited to see where 2026 takes us.
Me too. The Travel Bug Girls have got a lot of good things coming.
Really do. Well, thank you for joining me today, Heather, and I hope you have an amazing. You don't have much of your day left in France, do you?
Right. It's actually evening here. We'll be having dinner soon. So
I'm just getting my day started. So have a wonderful evening.
Thanks, Kimmy. See you soon.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of the Travel Bug Girls podcast. Be sure to subscribe to get our new episodes every week. We'd love to connect with you on social media. Share your answer to this week's podcast question with us at facebook.com/travelbuggirls. You can find us on your favorite social media by using @travelbuggirls. Want to join our VIP group? You'll find us on Facebook groups under TBG Travel Bugs. Learn more about the Travel Bug Girls and what we do on our website at travelbuggirls.com. Until next time, keep exploring, keep dreaming, and safe travels. This May, journey through spectacular mountain scenery and picturesque cities as you experience 3 alpine countries with our very own Travel Bug Girls guide Kara and local experts. This enchanting 10-day journey across Switzerland, Austria, and Bavaria will leave you breathless with wonder and eager to return. To learn more, visit our website at travelbuggirls.com/Europe. That's travelbuggirls.com/Europe.